So what we have today is some exciting new screwdriver bits from Nextool, and I will be trying them out in various different tools. Now, Nextool generously sent this to the channel, and one of the first things we see is it's sort of divided into flat bits, Phillips at the bottom, we've got Torx, and then Allen bits as well. So what we have at the top is 1/8, 3/32, 3/16, 5/32, a 1/4 inch, 7/32. Then our Allen bits are 5/32, 9/64, 2mm, 15mm. Our Torx are T15, T10, T8, T6. And then our Phillips are PZ2, PZ1, number 1, number 2, number 3, and 0. And I like what Nextool did with this is they put a magnet on it this side, and then they probably printed this case right here, and then they just made it so this slides in, and then the magnet keeps it in place. So pretty cool system right there. All right, so what I want to do is take out some of the most difficult bits and try them in different tools and see how they work out. So we'll take some of the widest and the smallest, the thinnest, and so forth. All right, so we'll put this to the side. Now, just so you know, these are available now on AliExpress. I will try to put a link to these as well. And these come in around $9. Shipping and handling obviously will be different depending on where you live. All right, so let's go ahead and try the E1 from Nextool first. And what I wanted to mention is Nextool has a unique system in that it seems like it has a piece of metal right here, sort of a spring system, and that's what they base on keeping their bits in. Check. And I've never had an issue with Nextool bits falling out. They seem to be fairly secure, but just to be honest, I haven't really used the bit system that much yet. All right, so let's try these bits out. And this fits in there just fine. This fits in there just fine right there. And then we have the flat as well. So no issue there. Let's try the very wide Phillips. And that's no issue in here. Now, one of the bits that I did find an issue actually is this Allen style. Now, this one right here on this side isn't an issue, but I found it almost impossible to put the other side in. So you have to sort of put it in at an angle and then it slips in. So if you do it straight up and down, it won't work because this piece of metal is in the way. So you have to sort of slip it in on the side. And there we go, like that. So that is the only one that I noticed an issue. And that definitely does seem to have an issue, but you still can use it. All right, so let's put the original back. Now the Captain, I think, is pretty much the same way with this one. Yeah, you have to slip it in. Well, I think I did it before off camera. Let's do the other side right here, but it is really hard to use this one. And this seems to be the only one you can do it. I might do it some more off camera. Obviously I did on the E1, but so just so you know, that is one of the sticking points. That one Allen is more of an issue in the system. Otherwise, it seems like these bits work pretty flawlessly. Again, the Captain seems to use the same system as the E1, and it seems to work very good. Hold the bits in very securely as well. All right, so I'll put the original one back here, and let's go on to the Leatherman. So we'll try the Leatherman and then the Gordon multi-tool as well. So let's try Leatherman, and I want to go ahead and try that wider one, and it fits no issue in the Leatherman. So fits in there pretty good, and this fits in there really good as well. Let's try the very skinny one. Yeah, that seems to have no issue. So these are machined just wide enough that they fit in here, and they seem to hold a fairly good retention in the Leatherman bit kit or the bit driver. So these seem to fit in here fairly good. All right, so I'll put the original Leatherman back in here. So those seem to work good. And let's try it in the Gordon multi-tool. So let's try this. Now, one of the things I did want to mention is the Gordon bit is significantly longer. Well, I thought it was than the Nextool. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems like it's a little bit longer. Let's see. Do I have the right one? Maybe it's about the same size. So maybe it's not that much longer. I did think it was. All right, so let's put this over to the side and let's try the Nextool. And now the Gordon will be different than Leatherman, and it will be different than Nextool in that the retention system is different. So Leatherman has this little metal off to the side that acts like the spring, sort of like on Nextool. And so it slides down, and then it's got like a divot where that spring sort of locks into place so that it doesn't lock into place, but it helps hold it into place. So that's how that works. And then obviously Nextool has that spring on the side instead of this side like Leatherman would. And this one just has a magnet at the bottom. Now, some of you have commented that the Gordon multi-tool, you have had the bits fall out very easily. I have not on mine. I've been using my screwdriver a lot at work, but I believe you, and probably some of the magnets are not as tough as some of the other ones. All right, so far the Nextool has fit in very well. The magnet holds it in place, no issue, whether it's the large ones, the small ones. And let's try this very skinny one. Again, there's not much for the magnet to grab a hold on to, but it still does. And I don't see, this would be the least contact with the magnet, and it still seems to work in there fairly well. So that is really cool that Nextool now is, it works with all these different systems. And just like I showed you the charge style tool from AliExpress a couple days ago that has the same bit system, we're seeing that more and more where multi-tools are copying this bit system, and it may become more common. So Nextool is an excellent place to get your bits. So very happy with the bit kit setup, $9 again for these bits. I think it's an okay price. A lot of people would prefer it be a lot cheaper. I understand that, but again, this is the only option other than Leatherman for a more complete set. So again, a 10-piece set right here, and for around that $9 mark. Let me know what you think below.